Hola, hola. Happy Sunday, everybody. Actually, happy Palm Sunday. And 2020, here we are. I'm up a little bit early and we have the time change here. And so my family's still sleeping. And I was just thinking and praying and thought I would share a little bit with everybody who wants to listen along today. So, I don't even know. Well, I think I'm just going to start with I got up. We have 4 dogs that all needed love and attention. It's my fun time to get up with the sun and to say hello to all the earth and the animals, and of course our cat too, who's staring at me from the floor right now, looking at me. Hi, buddy. And I saw some dolphins that were playing along the small nets of local fishermen who were out in kayaks and paddle boats, or not paddle boats, but small motorboats. And I saw the locals doing their thing, and it was cool. Lots of birds and very calm and a beautiful sunrise. So Palm Sunday is the day in which Jesus entered Jerusalem upon his time in the desert to pray. It's a time of reflection of our pasts and where we've come to now as a collective consciousness today. It's also a time that parallels in so many pagan, non-Christian, some Celtic, all of the lore of Eastern Europe, as well as so many other deities across our existence. It's a time where the earth is either, in the northern hemisphere especially, the southern is experiencing change, but it's in a different way, obviously, because we're going into summer and they're going into winter, or spring into fall. But in the northern hemisphere, it's a time of awakening, rebirth, transformation from nothing into something, waiting and having faith for water and sun, and then also at that ultimate point of purity and simplicity, to have that belief in miracles, that things will grow, that they will grow again from just a seed, from that cold earth, from whatever it is. And it's just truly a really, really cool place when you look at possibility and how that's connected to where we are right now. And as we're facing our own walking back into Jerusalem and our own possible arrests of our own selves, and in this time where we are in pandemic, and maybe we're not in the desert, but we're at home and we're finding prayer in our own way. And so for those who connect with Mother Nature, this time is just as sacred, because it has marked that part of transformation and change from the beginning of our history. And in some way, we're all facing that past transgression, and we need to let go of what no longer serves us with the love and forgiveness that we have. We're in total transformation right now, and we're absorbing and letting intuition kick in, especially for many who are feeling a new awakening or a new shift and a new realization of what their spirituality means to them. There's also some of us who have found revelation, and the revelation and love that the God or universe or energy that we believe in and we connect with in our own spiritual, personal, private way, it's derived from miracles. And I'm not Christian. I don't identify as a Christian, but I was raised to know it in that sort of line of faith. But I was also raised to understand the elements of the earth and respect the earth, and to know and honor some pagan lore from my family and blended together. So I believe deeply in the truth of light workers and ascended masters. And after a time of tiredness this past week, I was just feeling down and depleted, and a little bit just like, oh, now what? I don't want to be bored, but I know I have to fill myself up again. And so as I was out walking on the yard, just doing a little bit of a perimeter check for the dogs, I found this white kind of like circle disc upside down with dirt all over it. And I thought, oh, it was a Frisbee. I wasn't sure. So as I approached it, I picked it up. And when I flipped it over, I realized it was a dinner plate. And it was this dinner plate with Mary, the Divine Mother, holding baby Jesus. And I don't really know, but to me, when I saw it, instantly the things that stood out to me as my own personal message, and whether the plate displays that or not, I'm not a Catholic expert, please, I'm not. To me, it was Mary Magdalene preparing the cross. It was the extension of the divine feminine in a new way, the divine feminine in a shadow who was preparing the work for what needed to happen in order for the light to come again. And she was preparing that cross. And for me, I grew up amongst the Ukrainian Orthodox faith, which has a lot of symbolism and enrichment in pagan lore, but it also is very, very masculine, controlling, suppressing, in a very sacred kind of earthy way, but there's a lot of mixed energy there. And it's not celebrating the divine feminine and the love that I feel that it could. And so it, to me, all of a sudden spoke the top of the Orthodox cross, and that no matter what, the divine feminine, it just made me feel like that little girl in church going like, wanting to give the middle finger, because I knew that this wasn't true. But I knew that it was the best that a lot of these people knew, and it's what they understood to bring prayer, and that sometimes we have to look at where we are and forgive ourselves because we don't know better. And so as I was feeling, down, I see this plate, and I see the Divine Mother, and I see the Divine Mother in the form of a shadow of a woman who has uplifted no matter what, without any fear of guilt or shame. She just did what she needed to do for Jesus, for her partner, for her lover, for her friend, for whomever. And that same day, also, I was walking the yard on my another vision quest. And many of you know our yard is quite big, so we have a lot of space to roam. And I found a possum skull. Actually, I found the bottom of it, and it was intact. And the way I came across it, it looked like this white rock with a hole that was a heart. And I didn't know really what it was at first. And as I got close, I realized it was a skull, but I thought it was a bird beak or something at first because of the way that the skull was. And so anyway, I had to come in to the house and identify it and figure it all out. So I did, and I realized in looking at the spirit of the possum and the work, the best way you can really look at it is the loving work and the compassionate, unjudging divine feminine. And when you think about somebody playing possum, they kind of play dead and they wait until the right opportune time. And perhaps you can look at it in a lot of ways. Maybe we're all playing possum right now because we're just waiting for our own time to reemerge when all of this is over. Maybe it's symbolic of upon the crucifixion of Christ, the divine feminine knew that she had to go dormant for a little while, and that she had to go underground and wait until her time was able to reemerge. Maybe it means so many different things in so many different ways. But the divine feminine is here, and the possum means compassion, and it means those who take care of children and have compassion for children, to teach children, to nurture them, and to remind them of who they are inside. And I identify with that spirit a lot. That's who I am. As many people knew, I wasn't always a nurturer, and I wasn't always loving, and I was very direct and to the point because I was really serious and I didn't know how to connect. And now I can, and I love to share that with people. And I think the biggest lesson that we have to share in this time with one another and on a day of reflection is to be soft, listen, be open, try and see things from another's pair of sandals. Imagine what you would see if you were up on the cross, and what you would see if you felt no pain, but you were up on the cross being crucified, and what you saw and what you witnessed. And this is what you were saying goodbye upon to the earth. If you could imagine that, how would you feel, and how would you maybe change the way you acted today? Maybe today, above all, is a day to say thank you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Just say thank you to those in the past, because without them, maybe we would be on a darker road, who knows? All that matters is at this point that we're aware and that we're able to say thank you. Because with thank you comes gratitude, and gratitude is the truth of where we find the vibration of creating joy, love, harmony, abundance. Gratitude brings the universe back to us. Gratitude is the beginning. When we have no other words, feelings, thoughts, and we just have nothing and we're empty, to say thank you that we can take a breath. That's where we need to be, if that's where we need to start. So let's say thank you. And remember that we all give some, every one of us in our own way along the way. But there are those who gave all. So lots of love to all of you out there on your journeys. Hug your kids, kiss your spouse, say thank you to Mother Nature, love to your fur babies. If you don't have your loved ones with you, send them big loves and do a dance of celebration that they were in your life or they're going to be near you again soon. That's what we're doing. Keeping the faith alive. Be colorful, be vivid, have laughter, have joy, and know that good times are coming soon. Again, lots of love. Aho.